Hello and welcome to Footyplus, brought to you by Toyota. Today we're at the Adelaide Football Club to bring you another show full of all things South Australian sport. Coming up on this episode, we meet the state's top AFL draft prospects.
Always trying to beat each other, I think, was the main thing, but they're healthy competition.
And discover the inspirational story of an unsung hero.
I remember being told by the doctors, bring all the kids in because he's not going to be here by tea time. Sport has just changed everything.
3 years ago, the Adelaide Football Club was on the brink of a collapse, crippled by debt and dwindling memberships. But thanks to a high-profile fundraising campaign and the Hockeyroo Bay Council, the mighty Tigers survived. And now they're sitting top of the SANFL ladder, and fans are daring to dream of a premiership for the first time in 33 years.
Since winning successive flags in 85 and 86, Glenelg fans have grown accustomed to mediocrity.
How do you spell premiership?
But with the dominant Tigers now perched on top of the SANFL ladder,
that is pretty to watch. Glenelg with some champagne football.
The Bay is buzzing again.
I think the boys have got what it takes this year. All the fans here are behind them, and yeah, it should be really exciting.
Fantastic and long overdue.
It's fantastic. I followed the Tigers, the Bay, since I was a young girl, so it's fantastic to see them back up there again.
And rather than trying to avoid the pressure of expectation, Glenelg is making a point of embracing it.
For me, I'm pleased for the club that they're experiencing this after a long time, but we talk about it. We talk to the players about the best way to embrace that expectation and that pressure is to do the work. Put your head down and get into the work and keep improving. And hopefully we can fulfil some dreams of some people around this club and some players that are young and haven't experienced any success yet.
Few would have thought such a scenario possible just over 3 years ago.
January 2016, it was terrible. And we had to address what can only be regarded as really challenging financial problems.
$3.4 million in debt and facing the very real prospect of collapse, Glenelg managed to rally fans in a desperate fundraiser and strike a crucial deal with council to safeguard its financial future.
Fortuitously for everybody, we had the courage to act, and we did.
And after the appointment of the vastly experienced AFL assistant coach Mark Stone, Glenelg turned the corner on the field as well.
I think Mark Stone's appointment here is pivotal. Everybody's bought in to the future direction that he's implemented at the club.
A lot of it's keep it really basic and simple and focus on the fundamentals. Probably the greatest thing about this football group here at the moment is that they're very hungry to improve and have success and keep getting better. Because I think if you sit back and sit in the glow for too long, you're not moving and you become a target.
Glenelg will be in the crosshairs of Port Adelaide and the Crows reserves teams in the next fortnight, so it can expect its premiership credentials to be seriously tested. The Tigers say bring it on.
We would hope that this year's group can stand shoulder to shoulder with the 86 group as equals. And until we do that, it's got to be the one reason we all exist.
No pressure.
Glenelg product Bryce Gibbs is experiencing a frustrating AFL season, which has seen the Crows midfielder move in and out of the senior side. This week, Gibbs chats exclusively to the Crows show about how he's staying motivated.
You can have some challenging conversations around selection, and they're important conversations to have, and once you have those conversations, as I said, I can go away with a strong plan and try and implement that as best as I can.
Make sure you tune into Channel 7 this Sunday at 11:30 a.m. with Mark Bickley and Alana Smith. And now to an inspirational story of triumph against the most daunting odds. At 14 years old, cerebral palsy sufferer Caleb Crowden was too depressed to even leave his home. But 5 years on, he's an award-winning student and one of the top para-table tennis players in the world. Caleb shared his remarkable journey with Footyplus thanks to Harcourts.
It's really hard to believe that I've gone from just a kid that enjoyed playing table tennis in the backyard to one of the best players in Oceania. I definitely have to take the time and realise that this isn't a dream, it's actually happening.
Caleb Crowden suffers from spastic diplegia, a form of cerebral palsy. He's confined to a wheelchair, unable to enjoy most of the things the able-bodied take for granted. And he's loving life, thanks to the power of sport.
It's enriched and changed my life hugely. I think it gives you a lot more perspective on what you can do with your life, and it really just gives you a sense of purpose.
Caleb wasn't expected to survive after being born a very premature baby at 28 weeks.
So I remember being told by the doctors, bring all the kids in because he's not going to be here by tea time. We were continually told he won't see 1 and he won't see 3 and he won't see 4, and it was really tough, really, really tough.
And at 10 years old, he was given less than a 1 in 5 chance of surviving major surgery that would keep him in hospital for 6 months.
But he's pulled through, and look at him now, it's just amazing.
Croydon is now a national and Oceania champion and represented Australia at last year's World Championships in Slovenia.
To be one of the top 15 players in the world, it's an incredible honour to be out there, and it really was one of those pinch yourself moments.
But Croydon's introduction to table tennis as a 14-year-old was far from straightforward.
So he was being such a pain at home. He was really, really depressed at the time. He'd been depressed for about 2 years, and we couldn't actually get him out of the house even to go to the pictures.
My parents and family going, get out of the house, go do something, and eventually they dragged me kicking and screaming.
He was complaining so much in the car all the way. Anyway, I dragged him in.
And after half an hour of hitting with the now late Brighton table tennis coach Joe Hode, Caleb Croydon was hooked.
It's very strategic, tactical in what you have to do, especially wheelchair table tennis, because it's all about placement and moving the player around.
I've seen Caleb's life change, but I've seen him grow in himself. He's found his place in life and he's found his passion, and that has made him sort of flourish in lots of other areas of his life. Sport has just changed everything.
Particularly in education, where his high achievements were recognised with a prestigious Governor's Commendation Award. Croydon is the youngest of 10 children who have all enjoyed sporting success, and he's the cousin of Fremantle midfielder Mitch Croydon, who he describes as an inspiration.
Just watching the way he works and the commitment that he puts into things, it definitely inspires you to keep going.
He's vowed to draw on that inspiration to confront the twin challenges of winning tough overseas tournaments and raising the money to get to them, as he strives for his ultimate goal of next year's Tokyo Paralympic Games.
That's definitely the big one. I think with a lot of hard work and support from the family and coaches and everybody else around me, it's definitely an achievable goal.
Given the challenges he's already overcome, few would bet against him.
Two South Australian country boys who share a special bond are among the top prospects at this year's AFL draft. Housemates Will Gould and Harry Schoenberg have been friends since they were 12 years old and bring out the best in each other on the footy field. And now they're on the brink of AFL stardom after standout performances in the Under-18 Championships.
Whether it's enjoying a casual kick and a catch, a relaxing game of American sport on Xbox,
That's cash.
No.
or a backyard weight session.
3, 4, killing it. 5.
These in-demand teenagers have formed a formidable partnership.
Just pushing ourselves each other to get better, get fitter, and yeah, kicking the footy together, just always pushing each other to be the better footballer.
He's the son of a sheep farmer from Maribel. Gould's the son of a sheep and cattle farmer from Lucindale. And since meeting when playing state under-12s, they've been pretty much inseparable.
Yeah. Always trying to beat each other, I think, was the main thing, but they're healthy competitions. So, yeah, it's been awesome having him along. It's helped me out.
Powerful defender and midfielder Gould starred as South Australian captain at the recent Under-18 Championships.
Will Gould kicks the goal to put South Australia back in front.
Well, it started a little bit slow, slower than I would have liked anyway. But my last 2 games I thought was pretty strong, and I performed at how I would have liked.
And on-baller Schoenberg surprised many to win South Australia's Most Valuable Player award.
That's a good kick for goal from Schoenberg. He makes no mistake.
Surprised myself in a bit. Probably coming into the carnival, I probably wasn't expected to go as well, but overall I played really well and really proud of myself.
Schoenberg believes moving in with Gould was the catalyst for his performance.
Will's a great leader, so he's obviously the captain in the under-18s team, so pretty much followed him all my life with footy, so he's a great leader, so yeah, it really helped me with my footy this year.
Both players won All-Australian selection. Gould, whose style of play is being compared with West Coast Premiership captain Shannon Hearn, joining a select group to do it twice.
It's that man again, good as Gould.
That was awesome. Yeah, obviously it's a great honour every time you get chosen in a state team, or yeah, even bigger when you get chosen in an Australian team. So yeah, it was just a massive honour to be able to do it back to back.
The close mates know they'll be going their separate ways next year, with both players open to being drafted by interstate clubs. But for now, it's back to the SANFL, Schoenberg to Woodville West Torrens, and Gould to Premiership hopeful Glenelg.
Hopefully there'll be a little bit of finals, taste a bit of that at SANFL level, and yeah, you never know what happens from there.
If you're a Crows fan, make sure you show your support and sign up as a free We Flyers One member. Join today at weflyers1.afc.com.au and stay on top of all the latest breaking news from the club. Australian hockey is about to embark on a bold new era with the launch of a rejuvenated National League. It's called Hockey One, and it will bring new colours, new teams and a brand new competition format. It will feature the country's best players, including Adelaide's very own Hockeyroo Jane Claxton.
She's South Australian hockey's pin-up girl, equally at home scoring goals for her country.
Far post tip in, and Australia get their second.
As she is coaching our next generation of stars at Australian teammate Georgia Wilson's Activate Hockey Clinics.
Go, 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 go! Beat him! Nice, good work!
Claxton lives in Perth, home of Hockey Australia's high performance unit, but the proud South Australian can't wait to return home to pull on the Adelaide Fire uniform in the new Hockey One League.
I think I'm most excited about getting back to my hometown and playing. It's where I grew up. It's everyone likes to go back to their grassroots, where they came from, and so yeah, definitely getting home, playing with the girls back home, because there's such a great bunch and they're such a young group but really developing and showing such positive signs. Yeah, Hockey One's definitely a different concept. It's definitely added a different dynamic into it. With everything new, it's kind of fresh and different, and you get a bit more excited to engage in something like that.
Hockey One's the replacement for the Australian Hockey League, which was a tournament style for all the First Division teams across Australia. So it's now going to be based home and away, so we'll have 3 games in Adelaide, 3 games in Sydney, 3 games in Hobart, 3 games in Melbourne, etc.
The Hockey One League will be contested over 49 days from late September to mid-November. A home and away competition plus finals, with men and women playing at the same venues on the same day. Loosely modelled on cricket's Big Bash League, organisers want more entertainment and more engagement between players and fans. Games will be streamed live, and the Adelaide Fire will play 3 times at the Pine State Hockey Centre at Jepps Cross.
So this is a great way to engage and hopefully to show the sport at its best to the people who've supported the sport.
Now that we have more of a weekend format, they'll probably encourage a whole new depth of hockey and people to stay on and play at that higher level and keep competing.
Each week on Footyplus, we take a look at something that caught our eye on social media. And last weekend, Twitter erupted when England's cricket team were crowned World Cup champions. Fans were divided about the result against New Zealand, which saw the teams tie the match in the regular innings and at the completion of the super over. England was awarded the trophy thanks to the higher ratio of boundaries scored. Make sure you keep up to date on all the latest Crows news and behind the scenes action on afc.com.au, as well as Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Keep an eye out for Footyplus on Channel 7 and 7 Plus in the weeks ahead. Bye for now.